Hi there, I'm back with another vintage sci-fi review. Today we're going to be talking about The Dying Earth. That's right, it's Jack Vance time. If the dogs out here do not stop barking, I'm going to be very frustrated. This is my third attempt at this because I don't have editing software. I'm trying to shoot videos just straight through one take. Just give you my raw thoughts, and yeah, the dogs have interrupted the last two takes, so let's just pray that we can get through this with no interruptions. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. All right, Jack Vance, The Dying Earth. This is the fourth book in my 25 book review series that I'm doing from the challenge that I read, and I really enjoyed this book. I read it in one day. It was a super fast read. I think this is 160 pages. And I'm really fond of this copy as well. It's got that it's got that old book smell. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're here watching this, you know what I mean. 1972, third printing. I got this for $3 at a half price books, like a total steal. Yeah, this was such a find, and I'm really glad I did find it because I had heard this talked about on BookPild's top 15 video at one point, and he's praised this and Vance. And I've heard Vance talked about it in other people's videos as well, and I was like, at the time I was like, I gotta give Vance a try. He was pretty high up on my TBR. And I was not disappointed. I thought that the world building, I thought that the unique characters, I thought that the flavor and tone in which this was written was really fun and quirky and silly, but also like ominously dark at times. And like, it's something you're not going to find a lot of other things written like this, which I thought was cool. It was unique. Vance is a unique writer. If you haven't read this book, before I get into like specific stuff, I would go try to find a copy. This is probably a little more attainable, this big omnibus of the 4 Dying Earth novels in one volume. This is probably a little easier to find. I would try to find something like this to read Dying Earth because it was really good. And you're not gonna have a hard time getting through it. It's an easy read. But spoilers, again, I'm probably always say that before I get into specific points so that I don't shock anybody who wants to read these books and who hasn't. But you've been warned, now you know. But yeah, I thought that number one, I think the way in which this world is teed up is really cool. It's just like its name suggests, the Dying Earth. It's set far future, so thousands, tens of thousands of years in the future, we have this Earth that is much different, far different than our own, that we know today, where magic and science are kind of, the lines are blurred. We don't really know what runs the world, I guess. You have very few people left on Earth. They can cast spells or use technology, perhaps. And I like that that's ambiguous throughout. We don't really know what's technology or evolution or science or magic, legit magic. Like, it's just the sword and sorcery element of it is very cool. I mean, on the back here, it literally says the death of science. Now in the last fleeting moments, humanity festers, rich as rotting fruit. Like, the deeper things that this book is trying to say are really interesting. Like, reaching the point of, we have technology and science and magic, so to speak, if you want to classify it at our fingertips. What do humans do with that? And the first, I think, 3 stories are all interconnected, if I remember right. It's like, it's Turgeon of Mir, Mazirian the Magician, and Tsai Sai. I don't know how to pronounce that. Number 3 story title. And then we get to the 4th one, Leon the Wayfarer. That one was, I remember him, because he was like his green cape flapped behind him, the red feather in his cap winked and blinked. He was this like trickstery, not so good guy. Sorry about something else. Something just keeps trying to interrupt my video. I think that's a plane. Where the freaking heck did that come from? Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I'm not starting over again. Where were we? Leon the Wayfarer. He I think he like kills a guy right in front of the guy's lady friend, and like that was a short one. He's just a wacky guy, yeah. Like funny haha man that just like totally kills people. That was a weird one. He like tries to impress the woman, I think, or something like that. I don't remember. Oh, Chun the Unavoidable, yeah. I'm gonna have to reread this because I just the times that I was smiling throughout this, just at the sheer goofiness and silliness, was very enjoyable. The reading experience of this is very enjoyable. The 5th chapter, Yulin Door, if I remember correctly, this was the one that I think the cover is trying to evoke. It's there's like this brain creature with tentacles, and I think they're like not colorblind, but the whole world is set up in such a way that there are colors, and they determined your place in the world, kind of thing. And yeah, that one was cool. That was a little bit longer. That was about 30 pages or so. So there was a little more density to that one. And then the last one is about 50 pages. Guile of Sphere, whatever. That was really memorable and really cool. There's like a library and a huge like monster inside the library, and Guile and the woman that I can't remember her name, Curlin? Nope, Curlin's the old guy that's in the library. Sorry. Whatever her name was. Anyway, they venture to this library and they like defeat the evil that's living inside there, and the guy tells them what to do, and it's just he's like a wacky old like bookkeeper kind of guy. I just remember kind of flipping through this a little bit and remembering just how strange and fun it is to read Vance. I'm like, I now have the bug a little bit to crack this open and try some more Vance. I have several more books inside by Vance that aren't Dying Earth books that I think would be really fun. And so, yeah, I'm eager to hear more of your thoughts on this and on Vance. Tell me more about him. Tell me more about what you think of him and of this book specifically, because I think this was also pretty formative as far as like the genre of the Dying Earth. This might be the first Dying Earth novel. Again, I could be wrong. Everybody in the comments, I know you're a lot smarter than me and more well versed in this genre, this subgenre than I am. So I'm learning more from you guys than I am on my own reading. So let me know down below what you thought about this book if you've read it, and what you know about Vance and the historical nature of this book too, because I do think that it has the feel of like this established a huge branch of the science fantasy genre. And so yeah, I think that's kind of all I have to say about this one. I will see you in the next video, which I think will be, is it Kornbluth? I'll have to look at my list. I'm reviewing these as I go in the order that I read them. And so I'll arrive at some point in the 25th book, which Foundation by Asimov, and we will just go one by one until then. But until then, I'll keep going, and I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you subscribing, liking it. Joining this community has been awesome. I've had a lot of fun already, just talking with you guys in the comments and coming outside to shoot videos. This has been just a really fun experience so far, and it has made the reading journey even more fun than it already was. So I hope you feel the same way, and yeah, keep checking back in. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.